Welcome back to Yoga Awakening. I'm Katie, and welcome back to Meditation Month. So this is practice number 2, video number 2. Do be sure to check out the introductory video and practice number 1 if you haven't already. Today's theme for our second practice together is notice. Let's find our seat. So make your way into whatever seat or position you're choosing. It might feel nice just to take a moment there to shift around, shift back and forth on the sitting bones, make sure that you'll be comfortable for the next few minutes. And then as you're ready, start to let go as best you can of any of that fidgeting. Come in to your seat. Closing the eyes, or keeping that soft gaze somewhere out in front of you. Notice if you need to soften the jaw a little bit, soften the shoulders, perhaps ground down a little more firmly into the sitting bones. You might like to return right away back into our practice from our first meditation together, where the theme was making space. We did some belly breathing in that practice, hands to the belly, or maybe just feeling the belly move with hands on the tops of the thighs. If you're needing a little bit of structure, I invite you to return back to that really intentional breath. And know that at any point you can keep returning to that intention. We're going to think of that as our anchor. So today's practice, we're taking that space, that sense of spaciousness that hopefully you are able to connect to in some way, maybe even feeling it in your body, or if nothing else, just feeling it in whatever physical space you're in, and being grateful for that spaciousness. We're going to take that space, this anchored place, and we're going to start to explore. We're going to start to notice. So like it often is in meditation, it's that simple and that challenging, perhaps. I encourage you, as I often do in meditation videos, to just accept whatever the experience is going to be today in this moment that you've chosen to watch the video. And then know that later on you might come back to the practice and repeat it. Because that's really the beauty and the simplicity of this practice, is that all we're doing is asking this question of what am I experiencing? So of course that will change, and it might change really dramatically from one day to the next, from one period of life to the next. And that's what this noticing is all about. It's just curious, right? You can think of that pure, childlike curiosity. Maybe there's even a memory or an experience that you can conjure up in the mind, in the body. And that might seem silly, but really, probably most of us as children had an easier time meditating, had an easier time simply connecting to whatever was arising in that moment, whether that was joy or play, or also anger or frustration or boredom. So I invite you to maybe conjure up some memory there, whatever pops into your head, if anything. No need to think about any particulars of the experience you're returning back to, but instead see if you can focus on that thread of what we might think of as emotion or sensation, but is really that lived energetic experience of connectedness and curiosity. Maybe you thought back to some moment you remember of playing as a child, alone or with friends or family. And even if no particular memory comes to mind, just think about that experience that we probably all have of childlike curiosity. Maybe there's a much more recent memory of that. I hope that there is, maybe an adult memory of that free curiosity. And if you're right there with that memory, start to set the memory aside for now and see if you can just remain with the feeling it leaves. And start to bring that curiosity, that intentional attention or awareness into your experience right here, right now. As you're listening to my voice, as you're in your body, maybe those belly breaths, if you're focusing on them, have helped you to connect to some other sensation in the body. With that curiosity, begin to ask, what can I notice? What can I notice arising in my experience? That might just be the feeling of whatever it is you're sitting on. can feel the sitting bones kind of grounding down there into the blanket that's underneath me. I can feel the weight and warmth of the hands on the thighs. I can even feel myself release a little tension there in between the eyebrows. I can even feel sort of alert or alertness, this quality of energy. You might pause to notice, what is the quality of my energy right now? Is it alert? Is it something else altogether? Maybe a little sleepy. What are those physical sensations or experiences that you're noticing in your body? And finally, you might start to notice the thoughts in the mind. You might notice what kind of quality they have today or in this moment. Just letting yourself notice their quality. And that can already, I think, be a nice way to start to investigate our experience without attaching to any one of those particular thoughts or stories. Really ask, what is their quality now? Are they loud or harsh or ruminating? Are they stories, or are they desires or hopes or worries? Are they sort of sticky, like they won't quite leave you? Or are they free-flowing, moving quickly from one to the next? Remember here that your only task is to notice, to be the investigator of your own internal experience. We spend so much time investigating the external world, and there's so much there that we can discover and learn. But there is probably even more that we can discover and learn just by investigating our own internal experience. I invite you to think about that in your own life, what that means to you. Whether that's challenging for you, whether that's something you're excited about. The power of just noticing. Let's take just another minute or so here together. Reconnect to that anchor as you need. Maybe that anchor for you are the belly breaths, or the physical, tactile experience. Anchor in so you can explore. Free to notice. If your eyes are closed, start to softly flutter them open. Coming back to this external world. Maybe noticing how your experience of that external world around you has shifted. Maybe also your experience of your body or your internal world. Let's close our practice together by drawing hands to heart center. I hope to see you in practice number 3, and we'll continue the journey. Say with me, the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.